Good morning, ladies. It's Heather Pillow. We are going to talk about how to resuscitate your calendar when things are looking kind of like a ghost town if you don't have the party schedule that you're hoping for. So, the bottom line is that when you're a pure romance consultant, bookings are the blood of your business. So, without bookings, you really don't have a business, you have a hobby. And by bookings, I don't mean online parties because we all know that those are simply just not that effective most of the time. We're talking about live parties with women. So let me jump in. We're going to have some visuals for you, and then you're welcome to post questions, okay? So let me do a screen share here. And we're going to make it big. Okay. Now I need to figure out how to get to the next one. There we go. All right, so Bookings911. It's an emergency. What do we do when our calendar is empty? So there are 3 rules that are required to make sure that you have a fantastic calendar and that it feels like magic, that the bookings just come. So first and foremost, the phone is a cash register. And those of you that are afraid of the phone, you're afraid to pick it up, you're afraid to call people, you're afraid to ask for parties, the only thing I can tell you is that you're going to have to figure out how to get past that, because the phone is the only way that you're ever going to really have a long time, consistent, successful business. So whether you have to change your ringtone to sound like money, you got the whole cha-ching thing going, whatever you have to do, make it happen, because it is the most important business tool that you have. Secondly, your image and your attitude can make all the difference. So I really want you to look in the mirror and look at yourself and really look at yourself and say, if I met me at the mall, at the soccer field, and I was a total stranger, A, would I be comfortable talking to me? B, would I be okay being seen with me? And C, would I actually be brave enough to invite me into my own home as a stranger? And that's really what you are until your clients get to know you. You're a stranger. So it's really important that you're paying attention to how you look. It's a fact of life that women are judgy, just how we are, unfortunately. So when you meet someone, in about 5 seconds, they start at the top. They look at your hair, your makeup, your jewelry, your clothes, your shoes, and if you have a cute handbag, they're checking that out as well. If you're with your children, they're also judging your children, which really stinks, but it's a fact of life. Like, are they behaving? Are they sloppy? Are they sullen? Like, they're looking at this stuff. We are in the business of selling happiness and pleasure. And if we don't look happy and we look like we have no pleasure in our life, then it's going to be a very hard sell. So it's time for you to really evaluate how it is that you look, especially when you're out marketing your business. How do your pictures look? Are you posting pictures that you think are sexy, the whole like serious face, which cracks me up when I see people use that as like a profile picture, because you might think that you look very sensual and seductive, and really you just look weird. So put a smiling picture on your Facebook page. Put happy pictures of your family. Put funny pictures of things that go on in your life. Otherwise, don't post it. Like, Facebook is not free therapy, and neither is Instagram, and neither is Twitter. It's social media, but it's really sunshine land. So nobody smart ever posts anything really negative on social media. So keep in mind that that's also part of your image. It's not just your physical appearance. And then, of course, your attitude. Are you positive? Are you excited? Are you happy? Are you enthusiastic about your business? You can't in one post say, I'm so excited that I'm a pure romance consultant, and in the next post be like, oh my God, I'm so broke. How am I possibly going to be able to pay my electric bill? I hate when I get my mortgage. It doesn't work. It's completely counterintuitive, and you're contradicting yourself. So look at how you are presenting yourself. If you've never heard of the law of attraction, I'm going to recommend that you look it up. Maybe consider a book or the movie called The Secret, and consider the basic premise of it, that whatever it is you put out into the universe is what you're going to get back. So when you see someone who just looks like things are constantly rocking and rolling for them, they're probably putting out some pretty good juju into the world, and so they're getting it back. So just keep that in mind, and Maybe if you need to have an image or attitude adjustment, go to someone that you look up to, that you admire, that you find to be the kind of person that you would aspire to be, and talk to them, hang out, let them know that you admire them, find out what it is that they think that inspires them to be the happy person that they are, and then imitate. Imitation is the highest form of flattery, and in this business, that's how we learn. That's how we learn our demos. We copy those of consultants that have come before us. So it's not weird. It's totally okay, and we encourage it. And then the third one is getting out from behind your technology. So I've already touched on Facebook and Instagram and all of those things. And yes, they are definitely tools for your business, but they are not how you're going to build a business. Remember what I said at the beginning. We are in the business of partying with live women. So you really have to figure out how to get around live women. And I'm going to give you a whole bunch of suggestions to make that a lot easier. Okay? All right, so I have 20 tips for creating bookings out of thin air. First of all, it's kind of a little psychological mind game that you can play on yourself, but I want you to pull out your calendar, and I want you to actually get a highlighter, preferably something bright, yellow, pink, green, whatever you like, and highlight your open days, the day that you actually want to party for the next 90 days, not just the next month. You're a store, whether you like to believe it or not. You might not be a brick and mortar, but as I tell my clients, I'm a traveling boutique. So you are a store, and stores are always one season ahead when they're putting out their merchandise and they're prepping. So you have to do the exact same thing. And having those highlighted open dates in your calendar creates a visual cue for you that you need to get off your butt and fill them with hostesses. So it's just a really good way to kind of Jedi mind trick yourself into paying attention to the days. The other thing I will suggest in conjunction with this is if you have a partner in your life, it's very important that you sit down with your partner and choose those days together so that they're on board with you saying, I want to work 8 days a month, or I want to work 6 days a month, or 12 or 20, or whatever it is that your goal is. And when they agree to it and you highlight it together, there's no reneging on that. There's no them coming back and saying, I'm not going to watch the kids that Friday. Like, I want to go drink beer with my buddies. Well, that's fine. Find a sitter because I'm going to work. I'm making some income and we agreed on this. So it's just a good way to make sure that everybody in the household is involved. Number 2 is 100 people to help me start my business. This is a document that we ask all of our new consultants to fill out, but frankly, it's something that all consultants should be doing at least once a year, maybe every 6 months, especially if you're struggling with your calendar. And it just jogs your memory about people that maybe you wouldn't have thought of. It talks about your coworkers and your neighbors and your parents on your kids' sports teams and high school friends and college friends and church people. And I mean, it just kind of goes through all different categories where you're probably thinking initially of just the people that you know and love that you interact with on a regular basis. But I got to tell you that if I go onto your Facebook page and I see that you have 800, 1,200, 3,000 friends on your page, and you're telling me you have no bookings, either you're friends with a bunch of strangers or they don't know that you're in business and you have not offered them the opportunity for a fun girls' night. So 100 people to help me start my business is a great way to start. And then you're going to actually call them. Pick up the phone, dial their numbers. If you don't have their number, message them. Private message them and say, hey, I need to chat with you for just a second. Can you shoot me your cell phone? Just do it. The worst that's going to happen is that they ignore your post, but at least you've tried and then you reach out to them. Facebook messages are impersonal. Facebook invites are the worst. I mean, I literally just scrolled through my invites. There are hundreds, some of them from people I don't even know. So if you think that that's how you're going to get their attention, you're not. It's just overwhelming and it's not user-friendly. So that personal touch is how you create relationships so that you can actually build a business. Number 3, 5 is alive. 5 business cards or goodie bags every single day. If you can get in the habit of doing this, it's unbelievable how A, you just completely lose the nerves, and B, ultimately it comes back to you. You got to keep in mind that what you do today will actually affect your business 90 days from now. So those of you that have been in business less than 60 days, you're like, I've been handing out business cards like crazy and nobody's calling me. Well, you're still a stranger, okay? And it's just a matter of getting them into enough hands so that the law of averages kicks in and somebody is finally like, hey, this girl seemed kind of cool, let's call her. You can't do it once or twice or once a week and hope that it's going to come back to you in any significant amount. So 5 is alive. Put 5 business cards in your hand. If you're a coffee drinker in the morning, put it in your coffee hand. And you cannot pick up your cup of coffee. You cannot have your liquid crack until those cards are gone. So I promise you, you're going to end up at Wawa or at Starbucks, and you're going to be handing out cards like crazy so that you can make sure that you get your hit, right? I cheated today. I'm working. Okay, so number 4 is, do your everyday contacts know what you do? Think about the people that you interact with all the time, like the administration at your kid's school, or if you're a student, all of the people that sit around you in classes every day. Or if you have children, they're bus drivers, they're coaches, any of the moms, anywhere near any of your kids' sports teams. Do they know what you do? And I don't mean you do pure romance. Do they really know what you do? Have they ever seen your party? Do they know how much fun you are? I'm telling you, you're going to be super frustrated if you're too nervous to tell your quiet conservative neighbor or whomever you perceive as quiet and conservative, and you pull into your neighborhood one day and you see my truck with Heather's Pure Romance written across the back in their driveway because I wasn't afraid to talk to them and you were. That's a drag. It happened to me my first year in business, and I learned really, really quickly that I needed to snap out of it and make sure that the people that I see all the time know exactly what it is that I do and that I'm a resource for them. Okay, number 5, goodie bags. These are really, really easy to do. I actually will show you. I just found these at the dollar store. They're so cute. Super cute. Check that out. They were, how many are in here? 40. 40 for $1. Are you kidding me? And they're so easy because they have little Ziploc tabs on them, so you don't even have to tie them. So go to your dollar store. They always have seasonal stuff. Go to Michael's, wherever, and then put a business card, a piece of candy. If you have a personalized pen, awesome. If you don't, this is not an immediate expense, okay? We're all about stocking your toys and inventory first, but once you've got your inventory rolling, personalized pens are great marketing. And then put in there like a date night card or a his and hers 52 weeks of naughty nights card. Go cheap. I'm not a big fan of putting foil packs in there just because it's expensive. I mean, those are like at least 60 cents a piece. And if you're handing out 5 of those a day, that adds up fast. So the caveat to that is, if you're going to use foil packs, then let the person know that you're handing it to, listen, there's a sample in here, and I would actually love to get your feedback. Can I shoot you a message and check in on you and get their contact information? It's even better because then they're legitimately a lead and it's not just a cold lead. But again, if you're on a tight budget, just stick with an inexpensive goodie bag. But for some reason, walking up to someone and being like, hey, you look like you could use a treat, and handing them a goodie bag is easier for some people than just a straight business card. And of course, who doesn't like a little gifty that's cute, right? So whatever works for you. Again, Jedi mind trick yourself into making it happen. But I don't recommend that you put together goodie bags in sets of like 10. I want you to do like 100. Have a big bag of them and actually keep them in your car so that when you're out and about, you can grab 5 or 10 and have them with you, and you don't get out and be like, oh my gosh, I forgot my goodie bags and now I'm meeting all these cool women, right? Okay, number 6, host your own party. Now, clearly, as a new person, that is the very first thing you should be doing. You should be having a pop the box and a launch party. But if you're not new and you haven't hosted a party in the last 6 months, why not? We just had new products that were released. This is a great opportunity to show everybody the new stuff and remind them that you're in business. I don't know if you realize this, but 75% of people that start a direct selling business go out of business in 90 days or less. That's a lot. So if you've made it past 90 days, if you're in a year, 5 years, are you kidding? Like, that's amazing. So host a party, and my recommendation is that you invite every single client you've ever had and every woman that you've ever known. And if you have men friends that you're tight with, invite their wives, invite their sisters, their girlfriends, their moms, everybody. Like, every single person should be getting an invite. I do this twice a year. I have religiously. My biggest party ever that I've ever had was $8,088, and it was at my own house. So I just think this is a no-brainer, and there's no reason for you not to have a party on your calendar. Number 7, client care calls. So these are so easy, especially if you're afraid of the phone, because all you're doing is calling to check in on your clients. How do they like their products? Do they have any questions? Are they part of your VIP lounge? You're not selling them anything and you're not asking them for anything. And when I do these, I typically don't ask for bookings. I'm literally just checking in, because what I find is when I do them, typically 10 to 14 days later, I start getting the calls back, the referrals, the, hey, we were talking about you at the water cooler today and we would love to do da-da-da-da-da. Hey, my girlfriend's getting married and I thought it would be great to do a bachelorette party. So here's the schedule that I now keep. And I've played with this a lot over the years because I was having a hard time feeling like I got overwhelmed. So ultimately what I do is, let's say I had a party on March 17th. On April 17th, I call everybody from that party, and then I'm done for the day. And then if I had a party on March 20th, on April 20th, I call that party. So, worst case scenario, if you had a huge party, you're making 38 phone calls, 40 phone calls. But how often do you have a 38-person party? Because if you do, you're probably not watching this. You know what I'm saying? So get on the phone, make your 10 to 12 phone calls, and call it a day. It's easy. So when I call, I say, hey girl, it's Heather. We met at Becky's party last month. I just wanted to touch base and see how your products are doing for you. And then stop talking. Sometimes you're going to get the, hi, and that's kind of awkward because they're like, oh my God, the sex toy lady's calling me. But it's okay. You've planted your name back in their head. You've reminded them that you appreciate them. And they say, okay, everything's great. And you're like, awesome. Just make sure that you are in my VIP lounge. Are you getting those messages? Great. Have an awesome day. Let me know what I can do for you. Right? Be done. Sometimes you're going to get women who are like, oh my God, so excited to hear from you. We love the executive. It's amazing, blah, 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 blah. Or, you know what? I haven't even opened my bag. Ooh, girls, if you get that, like, you should be delighted you got her on the phone, because that's a problem. You literally took her money, gave her stuff, and she got nothing out of it. So you need to find out why she hasn't opened her bag. Is she nervous about it? Did she forget where it goes and what it does? Did her husband shoot her down? I mean, like, whatever it is, find out and try to make it right, because otherwise she's not a client. She's a one-night stand, and that's not how you're going to build a business. Okay, number 8, booking emails. So some of you are firing these out way too often, and so they lose their cachet. They're not exciting anymore. At a maximum, you don't want to send out a booking email more than quarterly. You just don't. And I mean, not a newsletter, an actual email that's exclusively for bookings. Typically, I only do this once or twice a year, just because I want it to be a big deal when I offer them a good opportunity. And normally I do it right around May, because I'm trying to stack my summer calendar with happy hour parties. So I'm giving away big prizes to make that happen, because I don't want to work on Saturdays. That's just how my summer works. So your booking email should be concise. Your offer should be very, very easy to understand. In my opinion, when you offer them something, it shouldn't be a specific product unless it's something exceptional. Like choose your choice of a love swing or an executive. I mean, like, if it's amazing like that. But if you offer them a product that they're not excited about, then they're not motivated. If you offer them $75 in free product of their choice, then they can have whatever they want, and people understand money. They don't really understand percentages as much. Most women are not big math majors, so talking dollars really makes better sense. Okay, number 9, ask for referrals. Are you rewarding a big mouth? I always tell my clients I love a big mouth. When you refer someone to me that books a party, you get $25 to spend at their party. Easy. At the most, it costs you $15 if you're at a 40% buying discount. Are you willing to pay $15 for a $500 party, $1,000 party, or more? I mean, like, why not? You just got referred to someone that you never would have met. You now have an entire new group of people to tap into to book parties and recruit and sell to. And it cost you like pennies. So I definitely say ask when somebody turns you down for a party or says, oh, I can't do it right now or whatever. Okay, so I appreciate referrals. All of my business is done via word of mouth. Who are your 3 funnest friends? Who are the party girls in your circle? Just ask. Some women are going to be really tight with their girlfriends and their contact information, and that's okay. And others are going to be quite vocal and say, oh my gosh, yes, I would love to refer you to Susan because she's so funny. She's so fun, and she's the one that always hosts all the parties. So let me give you her info. What's it going to hurt, right? And then clearly you send the girl that referred her a little thank you note and put a little coupon in there that says to spend at Susan's party. Number 10, this is really fun. And if you're anywhere near a university of any kind, small, big, multiple, whatever, this is definitely the time of year to be out there doing this. The kids are back from spring break. They're coming into the end of their year. They're going to be, especially the sorority girls, are going to be planning into next fall. So I want you to go to their student union, their quad, wherever it is that there's, during the changing of classes, there's a sea of people. And I want you to walk upstream with flyers from the media center. All your contact information on them, make them cute. I think they have them so that you can make like 3 on a page or 4 on a page, but it doesn't have to be a full sheet. But don't make it busy. Don't put a lot of fluff and hearts and frogs and flowers and crap on it, okay? Just make it really simple, your contact information, and a call to action for them to contact you in the next 48 hours to get X, Y, and Z, right? You can also go directly to the Panhellenic, which is the organization that oversees Greek life. So it controls both the sororities and the fraternities, and let them know that you do safe sex seminars. I mean, that's really what we do, right? So offer them the opportunity for their incoming pledges to have a safe sex seminar. It's a rite of passage in college to attend and then host a sex toy party. Like, it just is. So definitely pursue that. But remember that you're going to have to be very professional, because they definitely hold their students to a higher standard when they're Greek. Number 11, I want you to explore your personal hobbies. Like, are you having fun while you're doing this? Because if you work a day job and then you feel like you have to come home and take care of your family and you're working your business, it's like you're constantly working. So I want you to consider looking at your personal hobbies and things that excite you, and find a group. Find a play group for your children. Find a running group if you like to run. If you do yoga, go join a new yoga studio. If you crochet, if you scrapbook, like whatever. There are groups for everything. And it's amazing how when you create a relationship based on a common interest, people trust you more. And when they trust you, they're far more likely to invite you into their home. Plus, you're doing something you love. So go out, don't immediately slam them with your business. Go have some fun, meet them once or twice, and then ask them, so what do you do? Oh, well, I do blah, 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 blah. By the way, when people ask you what you do you tell them what your day job is? Because no one cares. No one cares that you're a teacher. No one cares that you work at the grocery store. No one cares that you're a government contractor. I mean, they really don't. If you're trying to promote your business, that's what you do. That's what you tell them. I own a business exclusively for women like us. I plan really fun ladies' night out events. That's what I tell people that I do. So just keep that in mind when you're talking to these folks. If there's not an organization near you, go on to meetup.com and start your own. It's amazing how many people are out there looking for a group, and you can start your very own group and have a nice feeling of accomplishment, as well as meeting new people. So that's a really, really fun, easy way to make sure you have a life as well as help your business. Number 12 is a client monthly newsletter. This is something that I'll tell you, I mean, I've gone back and forth and up and down and gotten lazy and slack. When I'm not on top of this, I see a decline in my business, both in outside sales, referrals, and in bookings. So if you can do this on a regular basis, I promise you it's going to build a longer term relationship with your client base. They want to see more information. They want to see you. And I know a lot of us are relying very heavily on our client groups on Facebook. That's not the only way to communicate. So I want you to hit them from lots of different aspects. And people, while they don't use email as frequently as they used to, they still see it and they want to be able to access that stuff. So once a month, you're going to send out a client newsletter. Now, when you do this, I'm going to highly recommend that your newsletter is exclusively gives. You're not asking them for anything. You're not trying to recruit them. You're not trying to sell them. You're not trying to book them. You're giving them information. Now, you can give them information about the newest product that was released. Like, I have a product of the month that's in there. I have a book corner where I talk about the next erotica book that's cool. I put in there a Q&A Ask the Sexpert column. So there's lots and lots of things that you can do. I typically Google whatever the theme of the month is and find an article and plug it right in there. We also have actually great articles on our personal websites. So when you go to your website and it says join, shop, book, learn, click on learn. There's great articles in there, and you're linking them right back to your website, which is kind of a no-brainer. So doesn't have to be long. Typically, if you look at your newsletter on a mobile phone, if you have to scroll up more than twice, it's too long. They're not going to do it. Probably they're only going to do one. So whatever the main thing that you want them to get in that newsletter is, you want it to be on the first screen. And don't make it real graphic heavy, because then it makes it slow to load and they'll just delete it because they're impatient. Okay, so 13, booking games. Booking games are a requirement at our parties. I will tell you that for a long time I haven't played them at all, and I've started playing again. A, it teaches your new girls how to do it, and B, it just is like insurance. It makes sure that you walk out of the party with bookings, which is how we perpetuate our business. So there's lots of different games you can play. We're going to go through some of them later, but I really, really, really want you to get in the habit, because there's nothing worse than getting overconfident in your schedule, and then all of a sudden you look down and realize that things have turned south and your calendar is empty. That's a huge drag. All right, so number 14, how simple is your hostess program? Are you confusing people? A confused mind says no automatically. So I've seen some of your hostess programs, and while I know that they're generous, they don't understand it. So the whole, well, have a $500 party and you get this at 40% off. And then have a $750 party and you get 2 items at 40% off and one for 20%. I mean, like, there's so many loopholes for them to jump through. It just doesn't make any sense, and so they don't do it. So first and foremost, I want you to have something on your table that shows your hostess program, okay? Easy, like a frame, easy, print it out, put it there with your stuff. I also would like for you to obviously do a booking speech while you're talking about your booking game. So I'll tell you that for years, my booking offer, my incentive for my hostess has been super simple. I don't make them pay full price for anything. So I can say at my party, my hostesses are so lucky, no matter what's on their wish list, everything they want is free or discounted. They do not pay full price for anything. And then at the end of the party, I say to them, I'm like, okay, so my hostesses get 10% of all of your sales in straight up free product. That average is more than $150. But then anything they want that isn't covered by that is 40% off. So dream big, aim high. I know you're looking at that executive. You might have your eye on that frequent flyer swing. Doesn't matter, whatever it is, I don't care what it is. I'm gonna give you a huge discount on it, because without you, I don't have a business. So make it simple, make it fun, and talk about it multiple times in your party. I love to see, Tasha Skillen actually suggested this years ago, and it's a really good visual. Have your hostess come up and know ahead of time what her wish list kind of involves. It doesn't have to be fast and hard, but just some things that she likes, and have her start, like, pile those actual products in her arms. Have her hold all of the stuff that she likes, that she would like to get free and discounted, and let them visually see that she's literally overflowing with products that she wants. Because, you know, we're just visual creatures. It really helps. So that's a really good way. And we'll talk more about booking games in a second, and your hostess program. Okay, Facebook. So let's talk about Facebook here, because it is definitely a very, very, very valuable tool, but it has to be used properly. So first and foremost, it really matters when you post. You have to make sure that it's during high traffic times if that's when you're trying to get business. Your personal posts, you can post them whenever you want, but the business ones are really specific. So typically you're gonna find that evening time on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday are the highest traffic time. And then again, I wanna say it's like Sunday late afternoon, like 4 to 5 p.m., which is kind of crazy. I would say less so when it's nice weather, but definitely in the winter, like, people are trapped in their house and they're trolling Facebook. But you need to make sure you're not constantly posting about your business, because they'll stop seeing it, and Facebook will actually cut you out of the algorithms because it's not interesting anymore. So typically between 5 and 7 personal posts to 1 business post. And if your personal posts are not getting hits, they're not getting likes, they're not getting shares, they're not getting comments, you're gonna also find that you bump down in the news feed and your algorithms are not good. So make sure that you're keeping things interesting and positive. For the love of God, make your Facebook posts positive. Make them human. Share things about yourself. Share what your children are doing or what your husband is doing or whatever. Anything, your animal. If you're a fur baby mom, absolutely post pictures of your babies. Let them see that you're not just a pure romance consultant. You're a human. You have a life. You have other interests. And it's amazing how they'll build a rapport with you. And if you think people aren't stalking your page, you're crazy, especially recruit leads. People that are interested in the business, that are trying to see if you were blowing smoke up their butt at the party, like how successful you are. They're looking at you on Facebook to see just how successful you are. All right. 16, rebook past hostesses. So I have some hostesses that host every 6 months because they do not want to pay for their stuff full price. So you have to be on top of this. And frankly, let's say you have a party and she invited a lot of people and a lot of them really couldn't come. So she had a moderately successful party, but she had a lot of people that were really disappointed they couldn't come for whatever reason. Rebook her on the spot for 60 to 90 days from now. Just rebook it and say, listen, it's going to be a new season. We're going to try again. You had a ton of people that couldn't come. If there's a new product launch between now and then, you can tell her that as well. But there's no reason that people can't party with us multiple times. Annual hostesses are some of my best hostesses because their guests know that it's fun and they know they come back and they know there's new product, and it'll just continue to kind of spiral and each party will get bigger and better. So if you've been in business for longer than a year, I definitely recommend, like if you had May hostesses, you contact them now and say, you hosted an amazing party for me last May. I would love to do it again. Let's do it, right? Let's just do it. Okay. So, number 17, hit the local happy hours. So we're coming into spring and summer, and happy hour parties are absolutely the most successful when the weather is warm. People's weekends are slammed with beach trips and weddings and family reunions and soccer tournaments and all kinds of stuff. But nobody has anything fun to do on a Monday or Tuesday night, right? So we're going to talk about happy hours. Well, when you go to a happy hour at a bar, the people who are there clearly enjoy a happy hour on a weeknight. So go get yourself a club soda if things are, if you're tight or you don't want to be drinking, that's totally fine. They don't know what you're drinking. And make the rounds. Take a girlfriend with you. She can be your wing woman. And just, sit there, shoot the bull. And when you see a fun group of ladies, don't be afraid to walk up and hand them your goodie bags and say, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but you guys look like you were having so much fun and you're exactly the kind of people that I like to do business with. So I have some samples for you. Can I give you a sample? And just fire it right out. Like, you'll be amazed at how people who like to party will continue to party with you. So hit them up. I say at least once a month at a happy hour, but if you're really trying to build your business, once a week can't hurt. Number 18, participate in a vendor show, wine festival, street fair, something. Go get yourself an inexpensive table. There are huge bridal shows and they are amazing. And some of us team leaders do those, but they're expensive. I mean, it can be more than $1,000 for the table. And then of course you're having to coordinate all the other consultants and all this craziness. So you can do a really good booth all by your lonesome. Go find a local country club or a church or somebody that's doing a festival and contact them and tell them that you would like to purchase a booth. We have pictures that are available all over Facebook and all in our group to show mild tables so that they can see that there's nothing inappropriate out. And frankly, most of the table is fluff. It's balloons, it's little, electric candles, it's flower petals. Like there might be the spa line put out or something, but we don't get crazy and put out a whole bunch of stuff. So it's more about you looking professional and fun and having an inviting display for them to feel comfortable to come talk to you. I'll tell you, we had a girl on our team out of West Virginia who just hosted her very first bridal show, and she booked 9 parties in a couple of hours. So they're really, really effective. Plus, you're dealing with people that you would never have met before. So if you feel like you're in a rut with your current client base and maybe you're becoming entertainment or whatever, it's a great way to spider out. Try and do one at least once a year, if not once in the spring and once in the fall. Number 19, bribe them. Bribe these people to host, y'all. People hear the word bribe and they think that it has a negative connotation. Well, I hate to break it to you, but if you work a day job, your paycheck is a bribe. You don't go to work because it's out of the kindness of your heart. You go because they bribe you with a paycheck every 2 weeks. You want your children to behave? You bribe them. You want them to get good grades? You bribe them. Like, bribery is just the way of the world. So bribe your people when they come into the shopping room, or you've got somebody on the fence on Facebook who's like, well, I'm just not sure, I'm kind of busy, blah, 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 blah. I say to them, I'm like, girl, you hosting a party, I recognize absolutely helps my business. And so in exchange, I am prepared to bribe you. Name your gift. What do you want? You'll be stunned how few women are bold enough to ask for the executive or the love swing or something that's a really high-end item. But even if they do, say, great, I'm happy to do that. You get 15 people at your house and I'm ready. Let's do it. If you get 15 people to that house and you can't pull out a $1,000 party, that's a whole other class I'm going to have to work with you on. I mean, if they did their job, you do yours, and then you give her that gift. Because with those 15 women, you're going to book them, you're going to recruit them, and you're going to sell to them. So definitely make sure that you're being generous. I see so many of you tripping over pennies. You're constantly focused on the little teeny amounts, and you're completely overlooking the Benjamins. You're forgetting all of the high dollars that are there waiting for you. Are you willing to spend $50 to make $500? I would hope so, because that's what you're doing. That's exactly what a bribe is. So be generous with your hostess. If you don't have hostesses, you don't have a business. So I don't give a bunch of discounts to people at my party, and I don't give away a whole bunch of crap. I make sure that my hostesses are well taken care of so that they understand exactly what it was that I did for them in exchange for them hosting a party for me. And then they talk to their friends about it, and they're like, Heather really took care of me. Like, it was awesome. I got all this stuff for free, and I want to do it again. I'm going to do it again in 6 months. Okay, finally, number 20. This is kind of a no-brainer, and with so many people being in all these crazy businesses, this is great to do, especially as you're building your business. Party swap. You know somebody that is doing the vitamin water and the healthy crap and all of that stuff, and makeup and jewelry and bags and all of that? Hello, if they want you to do a party, no problem. I'll do a party for you, and you can do one for me. And I actually like to see you do them on the same day. So most of those parties do better in like an afternoon setting, right? So like a 2 o'clock party on a Saturday for the jewelry, makeup, kitchen stuff, whatever. And then immediately you guys swap houses, and now the party is at your house and her friends are coming to you. So everybody has it all on the same day. We all feel like it's equitable, and you're tapping into different client bases, and now you can cross market, which is fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So easy to do. Again, at least once a month you can do that. And you've got people that you invite, like you can invite the whole same crowd of people. Some are going to be excited about jewelry and some aren't. Some are going to be excited about kitchen stuff and some aren't. So you're still going to tap into various people and won't completely exhaust your crowd. Okay, so the bottom line, y'all, is that all it really takes to launch your business is one good party. Just one, okay? So at that party, I want you to play a booking game. So super easy to do. There's a number of them that you can play. There's, lots of them, but I'm just going to go through 4 of them that are really, really easy for you. So the first one is Book to Look. Book to Look can be played any number of ways. One of the easiest ways is just to use envelopes. Be really inexpensive. You can either use white envelopes and put some cute stickers on them, or go get colored envelopes and put Book to Look, do not open on the front of it. And inside, you're going to put an immediate gratification gift, and then you're going to put a gift that they'll get at their party that's a little more significant. So again, immediate gratification is those naughty night cards or date night cards or Peter lipstick or whatever it is you want to give them on an immediate basis, or a foil pack. And then on your business card, write in there $25 in free product, $50 in free product, $100 in free product, and make a variety of them, have them all out, and put them in your lap boards, or make sure that every single guest at the party gets one. All of them. They all get them. And at the beginning of the party, you're going to say, girls, when you're looking through your wish list later, that's where that envelope is going to come into play. Don't open it yet, but we'll talk about it at the end of the party, because it's got a total hookup for you inside. And then at the end of the party, you're going to say, okay, girls, everybody pull out your little pink envelopes. So inside this, there are 2 things. One is an immediate gratification gift, and one is a gift for you to get the night of your party that's awesome. So you can't open your envelope until you have chosen a date from my open date card. And you're going to bust open your open date card that has your dates in the next 3 to 4 weeks. And when they choose that date, then they get to open their envelope, okay? I like to say, and girls, when there are at least 3 of these envelopes open and 3 new parties booked, Susie Hostess gets to pick anything she wants out of the catalog for free. Now, a couple of things, because I know especially you new girls are listening to that and going, ooh, because again, you're tripping over pennies. So what happens is if all 3 of those parties don't hold, she doesn't get that gift. If they don't hold on their original dates, she doesn't get that gift. If they're not qualifying parties, for me, that's at least a $1,000 party. She doesn't get that gift. Do I talk about all of that right on the spot? No. I go through that with the hostess after everybody else has ordered, booked, and I'm talking to her. Excuse me. So the other thing is I don't call her and say, hey, all 3 of your parties have hosted. What do you want? She has to come to me. She has to be on top of that. And I will tell you that in 9 years of business, 2 hostesses have been on top of it. Like, what are you going to do if they're not? But you're at least offering them the opportunity to have a really, really amazing gift. And they're then encouraging their friends to book parties. Okay, deal or no deal is another one. So a little more complicated, puts a little more pressure on the guests, but a lot of our consultants really have great success with it. So same thing, everybody's got their envelope, but in the envelope, the gifts are a little smaller. It's like a bottle of Coochie, $10 in free product, a Basic Instinct. And then you have cute little bags. Here, I have a cute bag. Yay, cute bag, right? Like just go find something cute at the dollar store. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna have maybe 4 or 5 of these bags. Everybody has their envelopes. And you're gonna say at the end of the party, okay, girls, so everybody knows what deal or no deal is, right? Like super fun game. So I have the opportunity for you to open up the gift that's in your envelope or to upgrade, or if you don't want either of them, you can just say pass. And then I go to the first person and I'm like, okay, do you wanna pass? Do you wanna keep your envelope or do you wanna upgrade? And we go around. How many people don't want to upgrade? I mean, really, like, of course. And when they come into the shopping room, you're like, okay, so you just upgraded. Whatever is in your bag, you get the night of your party. Which date on my open date card works best for you? You're basically assuming that it's a foregone conclusion that you were fun and they love the products and they're going to book a party. Now, are some people going to be like, oh, yeah, no, I can't do that? Yeah, they are. Who cares? But some of them are going to do, yeah, okay, great. That's fun. Perfect. And then you book them and you save that bag. You write their name on it. And that bag goes to them at their party. The lay game. The lay game, do I have any lays in here? I think my children have stolen all of them. Isn't that ironic? So the lay game, like the little flowered lays, the little Hawaiian lays, this is definitely not a game that you can play just at any party. You can't play it with your conservative crowds. If you've got a bunch of nervous Nellies, it's not a good choice. But if you've got a rowdy bunch, those sorority parties, the bachelorette parties, I mean, definitely, like these are, it's a fun, a little more naughty game. So you have 3 lays and you walk over to your hostess kind of seductively and you're like, okay, girls, so let's just call a spade a spade. Becky hostess, seriously, the only reason that she hosted this party is because she wanted to get laid. So let's go ahead and make that happen. And so I lay her once, I lay her twice, and I'm like, and it's a wild night, so we're gonna do it 3 times. And they're laughing, ha ha ha, and she's blushing and it's fun. And I'm like, no, girls, seriously, I know that the only reason she invited all of y'all is because y'all wanna get laid too, which is fine. So throughout the night, while I'm showing fun products and you see something and you're like, I have to have that and I want it free. I want you to yell out, I wanna get laid. And Becky here is gonna lay you, and then we're gonna have a threesome. Boom, ready? So again, a little more naughty, but they'll pop up like gophers all over the room all night long. I wanna get laid, I wanna get laid. And you may actually end up with more than 3 people and they're passing around. And just remember who it was that got excited, because when they come in the shopping room and you're like, okay, so you got laid, let's get you that product for free. Which date on my open date card works best for you? Done, easy. And then finally, pick a date, pick a prize. I think I have. Ooh, I'm about to knock over my lamp. Hold on. I feel like I have one here. So pick a date, pick a prize is a visual for you to make sure that you are letting them see not only your calendar, but letting them see the opportunity that you have for them to get big gifts, like super, super fun things. Ugh, I should have had that out. Sorry, y'all. Cooper Scoops. Oh, there it is. Yahtzee. Okay. Pick a date, pick a prize. So you'll see that there's a bunch of dates that are X'd out. I'm not available those days. And it doesn't matter whether I have a party or whether it's a personal thing. It's none of their business. But the days that I am available that I want to work, I have good prizes. So like I have $50 in extra free product. a free executive, free magic mic, free platinum Pete, 15% hostess credit. So again, those are the days that I want to work. So, and it says up at the top, must have 15 orders in attendance to receive the free product. So you're not giving this away for nothing, right? Like this is, they have to work for it. But it's so easy for them to look at a calendar and be like, oh yeah. Now, let's say that she wants the 9th, but she really wanted the executive from the 29th. Swap them out, y'all. Like, don't sweat it. Switch the products. It's totally fine. Make her happy. Again, you're bribing her, but give her the date that she wants, and boom, off you go. My recommendation is to have 3 of these. You've got 2 for in the party, and you're going to start at opposite ends of the party and hand them out at the beginning. Then you're going to collect them and hand them out again and tell them to write their name on the date that they want so nobody else takes it. And then your 3rd one is going to be with you in the shopping room. And when they come in, you're going to say, so which date did you choose for your girls' night out? Again, just go with it. It's a foregone conclusion that they love it, they like free product, and they want to party with you again. Are you going to get no's? Of course you are. It's fine. Let it roll right off of you. You're in sales. No's happen. But the number one reason that people don't book a party is because nobody asked them. Nobody ever said, when are we going to do your girls' night out? So some women are just not bold enough to say, I want to do this. They need to be asked. Okay. So don't be shy. Oh, we just did that. Okay. So I would also recommend that you ask the right question. Asking her, do you want to book a party? Nobody wants to book a party, y'all. Like they just don't. That sounds like work. But when do you want to shop with me for free? That sounds easy. I like to shop. I like free. Great. You're going to get your girlfriends together for wine time and everybody's going to be able to shop and you're going to get the free shopping spree. So it's often that you're asking the wrong question. It's not that you're not asking, you're just not asking it correctly. So change up your wording a little bit and it's so much more successful. Okay, so if you are working on this right now, I want you to take a screenshot of this. If it's like the middle of the morning or the daytime, don't post this in the middle of the day. I want you to post this between like 7:30 and 8:30 on, let's say, Saturday through Wednesday, one of those nights, okay? Thursdays and Fridays are not a good choice. And post it just like this. Don't edit it. Don't change the wording. Don't change the capitalization. I've played with this a lot. I've done this at trainings. We just had one in Utah. We booked 62 parties on the spot in 30 minutes. So it is super, super effective and it works just like this. So go ahead and fire it out there and give it a shot. You can do this once every 6 months and it's really effective. Now, clearly, people are private messaging you. You're not going to go out there and be like, okay, I got 3, we're done. Let's just leave it up there and let other people come back and talk to you. All right. I hope that you found that helpful. I can't wait to hear what you try. Honestly, I would suggest to you that over the course of a month, you try everything. Every single thing in that 20 suggestion list. Print it out, write it down, and check them off, and then get back to me. You can post on my Facebook page. You can message here on YouTube. Wherever you want to post it, definitely post your comments and questions and concerns, and I will make sure that if you need any help, that I'm there to help you. Hope you guys found that super, super helpful, and have a great day. Let's see. We're going to, oops, that one doesn't work. Hello. Awesome. All right, girls, have a good day.